I'm Paul Kealey. Ekobuilt Passive House is Passive House for you. So you're in the market to buy a house. You have three types of homes that you could possibly buy. One is an older home that needs to be renovated or retrofitted in some capacity. The next type of house is a new developer-built home to code, or it could be a local builder that's building to code as well. Or you have your alternative homes that are essentially better houses that solve potential problems with the previous two types of houses. What one's best for you? Let's get into it. Now you've done your research, you've found your way to Passive House, and that's what we're going to be talking about today. So let's be honest, when you're looking at what type of house to buy or build, you're looking for what's going to give you the best value, the best bang for your buck. Okay, so when you're looking at purchasing an existing house, maybe that house is in an urban area, it's in a community close to parks. There's a lot of value in that. But honestly, that house is going to have to be retrofitted, renovated, or going to come with huge future maintenance costs. And those are items to consider. The next type of house, a new developer code-built home, maybe that house is in a brand new community. There's a lot of excitement around that. But when you get into the actual house, everything is aesthetic. You move into it, everything is looking good. But theoretically, that house is also going to need to go through a major energy retrofit or renovation in the future because of maintenance, and ultimately maintenance because of cheap, inexpensive materials being used to enable a code-built home to be built as cheap as possible. Asphalt shingles on the roof, siding, interior finishing, mechanical systems. When you really dig into the details, you'll find out that these systems, these materials really are only going to last for about 15 to 25 years before they start to deteriorate and need to be replaced, and potentially all at the same time. When you build a passive home, you don't put on a 15 to 25 year asphalt shingle, because since you're building a house that is ultimately designed to last an infinite amount of time, you're putting on materials that are not going to be requiring maintenance like the other types of houses. You're putting on a steel roof that's going to last 50 to 100 years instead of the asphalt shingle at 15 to 25 years. You're putting on a quality engineered wood siding that comes with a 40-year warranty. You're putting in mechanical systems, for example, air source heat pumps that are extremely inexpensive, and since they're only being used intermittently throughout the summer and the winter, they're systems that are ultimately going to be there to last for 50 years instead of 15 to 20 years like a conventional gas-fired furnace. Hey people, there's no gas in the house. Most homes are designed to consume gas as a heating fuel for one simple reason: the ability to build a really cheap, inexpensive building envelope that's ultimately designed to leak energy, leak heat in the wintertime, and bring in all that unwanted energy in the summertime. Get off the gas now simply by following the Passive House construction model. Is there a negative? Is there a downside to building passive? Let's be honest. It is a house that costs a little more to build. 5 to 10% incremental cost is expected for an affordably designed passive home. But that incremental cost is instantly offset with the savings in utilities. It's a house that really results in no change in cost of living. And if there's an incremental cost to build passive, you can also consider there's an incremental cost to a code-built home as well. Sure, it's a cheaper house to build right off the gate, but it's a house that's going to come with a utility bill about 5 to 6 times greater than a passive home. So it's incrementally being more expensive to operate on a monthly, annual basis. It's also a house that's going to require an energy retrofit in very few years because it's going to have to increase its low energy resiliency to incorporate a heat pump when gas is no longer being able to use as a heating fuel. So technically it's a house that could come with an incremental cost of 25% to build, considering future retrofit costs and incremental utility costs. And as we all know, everything always costs more than you think it's going to cost. So that incremental cost could very well be somewhere between 25 to 50%. So build what's right for you. Really consider the value that you're getting with all three different types of houses to build and choose the house that's going to be best for you. So I'm assuming most of you are environmentally conscious people, and that's why you're looking into a passive home. But actually, important for everyone to know, ironically, Passive House is not concerned about the green materials that go into the house. It's a house that focuses on low energy, which is great from a sustainability perspective, a home that uses next to no energy for all heating and cooling, but it's a home that's not required to be filled with green materials. So what you want to do is build passive, but focus on the materials. Make sure the house you're choosing is built resilient, so built strong, but most importantly, filled with renewable resource content materials with as high as recycled content as well. Then you have a passive home that is designed to be the greatest sustainable house possible. Thanks for listening. We know there's going to be lots of questions. Leave your comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and stay tuned for more.